Hello, and welcome to Yeshivat Maharat's 10 Days of Torah. Today is Pesach Day 2. My name is Yali, and I am a first-year student in Yeshivat Maharat's Core Smicha program. Do you think that Bnei Israel were allowed to wear shoes? This question came to me from a student that I've been working with, as his class has been immersed in the study of Pesach. I was curious about his question, so I asked him to tell me more about it. Well, he said, I was just thinking about how hot it must have been working in the desert in Mitzrayim for them. And I'm guessing that as slaves, they didn't have a lot of water or food and were probably pretty uncomfortable, but they must have had shoes, right? Otherwise, they would have burned their feet. He seemed troubled. I asked him how thinking about this was making him feel. He said, feel sad and afraid. Why is that? When we are telling the story of our liberation from Mitzrayim, we tend to focus on the joy of finally being free, the elation that the Israelites must have felt upon the closing of the Sea of Reeds. While we do have a reminder to think of ourselves as though we have just left Mitzrayim, many of us tend to quickly move on to the matzah ball soup. The cornerstone of the story of the Haggadah is the telling, the passing on of oral history and tradition to our children, and answering their many questions. Our children, especially now, are well versed in what it feels like to sit in darkness and not know when a light might turn on. They are children living through history, pandemic, war, social isolation. What this student was highlighting was the importance of sitting with the painful moments, of really embodying empathy towards families in Mitzrayim who labored under difficult conditions, maybe even without shoes. When we tell the story of Pesach to our children this year, we want for them to know that they can be in the painful moments, be in the darkness, even without knowing when the light will come on, when they will cross the sea. They can wonder about the Israelites and their blistering feet without being told to move on with the story. We pass on our stories of resilience and survival, stories filled with joy, freedom, and openness. And we also include in those stories, as very precious gems, the moments of big feelings, pain, sadness, sorrow, and fear. We allow in this complete passing on the space for children to wonder. Chag Sameach.